this is Dominic, wedding DJ.
And this is Serena, wedding planner.
And together we are the Wedding Duo. We are here to talk all things weddings.
Planning a wedding can be stressful, but we are here to help.
So before you say, that's it, we're going to Vegas, don't go to Vegas.
Let's have some fun.
Join us as we answer your wedding questions and help navigate planning one of the biggest days of your life with
the Wedding Duo.
Hello and welcome back to 60? 59. Episode 59, I think, of our
You could be
wedding
incorrect,
podcast.
and then that wouldn't make any sense.
We're close. We're high 50s. We're teetering on 60. We are the Wedding Duo, and we're here to talk about more wedding stuff. And this is a topic I've been pressing to cover for a while, and Miss Negative Nancy over here kept saying, no, no, no.
Oh my gosh. I just have a difference of opinion, right? It's not Negative Nancy. I just want to express my view on today's topic.
But wait. But you've done a lot of weddings.
Okay.
Sometimes it's not the wedding you would do.
Absolutely.
We say that all the time.
Oh, 100%. Just because this is how I feel doesn't mean that.
Exactly. But a lot of people like this stuff, and we're going to tell you what it is here in a second. But first, I have a story.
Okay.
This is like a new thing. I like to share something fun that happened at a recent wedding. And I captured it. If you follow us on TikTok or Instagram, you may have seen it. But best first look ever.
Very cute.
Only other girl allowed to wear white was the couple's 18-month-old daughter, who was a daddy's girl, first of all. So, of course,
I got
special play. Not just me, but everybody. But
yeah.
So the groom standing at the altar, the little ceremony site, facing away. The little girl, they got her in her dress. It was the first look. They put her down and said, go see daddy. And I was standing there setting up my ceremony system. I'm like, go get my phone. Get my phone. So I get my phone out. I happen to see it. She runs down the aisle, puts her little hands up. Daddy turns and he starts falling apart. It was like, oh my God.
It was so sweet.
It was very sweet.
Oh my gosh. Those are the moments, right? And the bride was super glad that we captured it and we got to send it to her. So
yeah. And I've seen first look with, of course, the couple. Dad, father of the bride, gets to see a first look. And then the bridesmaid, sometimes if you guys want to do a first look with the bridesmaid and the bride comes out and finally in her dress, and everybody turns around, they're like, ah! I would make a joke and like, are we doing the first look with the DJ? And like, no, nobody ever wants first look with the DJ. But I'd never seen it with their baby girl. And oh my gosh, it was fantastic.
Very cute.
Best
if
ever.
you are, blended family and you've got kids, sometimes it's fun to do a first look.
Well, this was their kid.
Yeah, exactly. Or their kid together.
And they were already married. I can say that now since they've already done it, but they got married before, and then this was like the big party.
Yeah, well, that happens too.
Yeah.
So let's go into our topic for the day.
Themes! Hooray, I got excited. I want to tell you.
I was going to say it, but you beat me. Yeah.
You don't get to say it because you don't like themed weddings. There we go.
Okay, that is not correct. You can't just put out there the blanket statement that I do not like themed weddings. That
This has
is
been
not
one
true.
of our suggested topics. I've been like, let's do the themes. You're like, no.
No. What I have said is that it can be over the top sometimes. It can
Definitely.
be extra. And then also like pressure on the couple to does this match with our theme? Like I want the couple to feel, certain amount of freedom as far as decor goes and, being able to.
Completely agree.
Okay, good.
I completely agree. But the other person this is the thing, like, you both obviously have to be on board with this, but I know you pretty well at this point, right? There are people that just like love their holiday, right? We all have these friends. They love Halloween. They love Christmas, whatever it is. That's not you. You could care less
true.
about ever dressing up for Halloween. I love Halloween.
Yeah.
I love dressing up. I love answering the door dressed as a pirate or the Man in Black or whatever the,
Men in Black.
The Man in Black, not Men in Black.
Oh, I was like, why would you do that?
Wesley. The Dread
From the
Pirate
Princess
Roberts.
Bride?
Yes, of course.
Gotcha.
This is, how long have we been married?
I know.
But anyway, even though everyone always says, oh, you're Robin Hood? I go, I am not Robin Hood. I am the Man in Black. Thank you very much. Anyway, but you don't like it. So
exactly.
It's no surprise to me that you would not be on board with this topic, but there's plenty of people out there that might like some of these suggestions. And I totally agree with the thing. Like you can go subtle. You can just have a subtle nod to something that you like either individually or as a couple. You don't have to go all in because you can go over the top, but
No, and
you can. That's fun too. Go over the top if you're that person.
absolutely. And this is just a personal, if I were planning my wedding, opinion. This has nothing to do with if you come to me.
Wouldn't be our wedding.
Right. Right. Yes, our wedding. If you came to me as a couple and you said, we are going to throw the biggest Harry Potter wedding you've ever seen, I would be like, fantastic. I'm so on board. Here are some ideas. Let's talk through this. But I wouldn't do that for our wedding. That's all I'm saying.
But here we are with our podcast to cater to the people. That's my point. Like,
absolutely.
So we're going to just talk through some things that we've seen that I think are super fun that she hates.
I don't hate.
We did a Harry Potter together, remember?
Mm-hmm.
Yes. And it was subtle. She came down the aisle to the Harry Potter theme, which was
really fun.
Yeah.
Yes. I love stuff like that, like a little nod to the movie.
Oh, and the music, any of these categories, there can be music that just kind of gives a nod, or like I said, or it can just be part of the massive package that you put together with this huge theme. But the Harry Potter, she had books, right? She had books on the table as her centerpieces. The hard part was the floating candles. Man, the chicken wire and the string that we had.
There were no floating candles.
I would love to have the floating candles, but
we
just watched it. Our middle child is reading Harry Potter. He just turned 11. He got the series for his birthday, and he read through the first one like a breeze, and then he's halfway through the second one. But we watched the first movie.
It was,
and he was like, and he
monumental.
was like, he was very excited. Like, Dad, can we watch it? I go, yes, we'll watch it. But his brother and sister haven't read the books yet. But I go, should we wait? I go, we can't wait. He's like just chomping at the bit to watch the movies. But anyway, it made me remind me of that wedding. The floating candles, which we're never able to do. But we mentioned I don't want to jump around a little bit, but we mentioned the holidays. Yeah. Halloween, you really only have one weekend. You can like knock that out. The Halloween weekend.
Well, that's not true. You can do going up to the holiday. I mean, I would say 30 days out from Halloween, if you're doing a fall kind of Halloween pumpkin theme, that makes sense.
But not like spooky, scary skeleton.
Why not? You can do
there's no rules. You could do in January for all I can, but usually that's one weekend. Bam. Go ahead. I'm sorry. Go ahead. What were you going to say?
You're very interrupty this session. Like the till death signage, like that is something I've seen that people utilize in the fall or kind of go down that like dark side theme. That works. I think that works in that season.
Well, occasionally I've had it hit a Saturday and it was Halloween and they're like, oh, our big day is 10/31. I go, oh, are we doing Halloween? They're like, no. It was the weekend that was free. I go, okay. But there's other people like, heck yeah, May 4th. There you go. I mean, we're jumping around again. But May 4th, if you're getting married on May 4th, you better be a Star Wars fan.
No, that is ridiculous. I am planning a wedding this coming May 4th. And I asked them, I said, did you pick this date because of Star Wars? They were like, hell no. Like, we want to get married in May and it's a Saturday or whatever.
That was free.
Yeah.
But normally the Star Wars people, they're seeking that out. Like, it's on a Saturday.
True.
I mean, whatever it is. I mean, the dates are always a thing, right? I'm going out tomorrow for a wedding because it's September 21st. And guess what the recessional song is?
Yeah. It has
Earth, Wind, and Fire. And next week it's a Saturday. That one's another day. They were like,
next
get after
week,
it.
It's a Saturday.
Next year, sorry. And the following year it's a Sunday. I don't know why, but that came up. I was looking at the dates.
So if you guys have no idea what he's talking about the song September by Earth, Wind, and Fire, which in the lyrics it says the 21st of September.
Remember? Mm-hmm. September. There you go.
Lovely. Lovely rendition.
So anyway, we bounced around a bit. But Halloween can be really fun. The last time I did one, it was on Halloween. I mean, I've seen the bride in a black dress. I've had the drinks that really can get really clever. Vampire Bite was one of them. And it was like whatever the drink was in the drink. But it was like you could have a signature drink that highlighted
Halloween.
Something spooky. They had little candy, little centerpieces were little cauldrons and little skulls. And there were candy in the head. I mean, it was really
to me,
fun.
This like screams like Halloween party, like it doesn't scream wedding. That's where my head goes, and that's where you're talking about me being negative. Like
any of these things could be a fraternity or sorority party or a get together, right?
And I'm not being negative. That's just like.
But if you love Halloween, and we know we've all had those fans. I mean, we have one of our DJs. She's like, "Don't book me on Halloween."
Absolutely,
I don't want to do it. I want to do Halloween. I don't want to do a wedding. Or if they say, "Oh," I told her, I go, "It's Halloween. You want it?" She's like, "Are they going to do Halloween?" I go, "No, I don't want it." Because she'd love to DJ a Halloween party that happens to be a wedding. or but the lines get blurred, right?
Sure. So yeah, I mean, that's all I'm saying is that I am on board for whatever makes the couple happy.
Mm-hmm.
Because if they are, like you're referencing, fans of whatever this holiday is or whatever the movie is, then that is going to represent them. And I think that's great.
Well, I mean, people don't go crazy about Flag Day, do they? Arbor Day,
whatever,
yeah.
I said whatever the holiday
Yeah,
is,
I
like
know.
Christmas or
Well, that's the other one, right?
Halloween.
The
Easter, you could have an Easter wedding,
I mean,
egg hunt.
my experience has been people will go the Halloween weekend, and like I said, usually there's definitely one, whether it's on a Monday or Saturday or Friday, that Halloween's right in that weekend.
Sure.
The people, they know that's holiday weekend. And then Christmas. But Christmas, you get a good 3, maybe 4 weeks. Once you hit December.
That's the same with Halloween. That's
it's
what I
not
was
the
saying.
same.
Oh, it is
No,
absolutely the same.
Christmas stretches way further. I think this is my opinion again.
Mm-hmm. Definitely an opinion.
You can be 3 weeks out and you're going to start to see Christmas trees at.
There is a pumpkin spice latte at Starbucks that comes out.
That's the fall. That's not Halloween.
It has to do with Halloween.
No.
Halloween is part of the fall.
You are outside of the Halloween rules now. There are rules to these holidays. But,
oh my gosh.
But again, some people like, as you get closer to Christmas, if you're a couple and you just love Christmas, I've seen favors that were Christmas ornaments that are really cute, right? But trees in the background. But then I've had other people, I'm like, it's really close to Christmas. And they're like, no, I don't want any green, red,
nope,
tinsel, nothing. I don't want it. And I'm like, sure. Again, it was just, that was the weekend. They wanted one in the winter. That was the weekend they had free.
Yeah. And they're
People
doing
were
a completely different.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So there's no
color scheme, whatever.
I've had couples that the venue had some Christmas decorations. They were like, can we move that tree? And they were like, what? And I go, yeah, we don't.
I've done it.
I don't want to. We moved the tree.
I ask my couples, like, do you want the Christmas tree that they have in the foyer there? And they're like, no. Or they're like, yes,
because it doesn't fit. It doesn't fit their theme. But the other people, I've had people that have purchased, they went to Home Depot and bought like 7 different sized trees, and their family was there assembling Christmas trees the morning of because that was their theme. And I was like, it's fantastic. I love it. I'm a big fan of the theme things. As big or as subtle as you want to go.
So there's a spectrum here, right? And
for sure.
You're on one end and I'm on the other.
That is exactly right. I'm super fun.
Oh my gosh.
I'm on the super fun side of the spectrum.
I'm super fun. And what would that make me? Let's see what we tell
Grumpy.
Grumpy.
Every Halloween I have to dress. We've never, here, throw this out to the world. We have never dressed up as a couple. The pain in my heart.
Okay.
That I have.
But let's back up. When we met, I had a 9-month-old. And so
all the more reason. Go ahead.
My focus was her Halloween. Like I was mom. I've been mom to Halloween ever since we've been together. So us going to the cute couple's Halloween party was never part of our story.
We, as a family of 5, have the perfect, including the correct age and gender for the Incredibles. Perfect. We had the perfect Incredibles.
I never said no. We were going to do it.
What? No, you didn't. You absolutely were like, I'm not. I think it was the spandex or lycra.
Well,
like, I'm not wearing that. I go, come on.
I am not.
Because Lily is our daughter. She's our eldest, and then we have 2 boys. I mean, come on.
Yeah. Well,
when Grayson was little, he could have been Jack. Oh, it would have been amazing.
Okay, we are way
that ship
off.
Sailed. But let's talk more about May 4th because the Star Wars thing comes up. It doesn't have to be May 4th. There's Star Wars shout outs. I've done one where it's all in. People signed little R2-D2s and dropped it in the Millennium Falcon. You remember the little wooden R2-D2s?
A big thing.
They had their drinks. I mean, I'm a Star Wars fan. I own a light up.
Can you tell?
I own a light up lightsaber. Let me just throw that out there.
Mm-hmm.
It's fantastic. It lights up, makes the noise. Anyway, they had 2 drinks. One was the dark side. One was the light side. It was the green one was the Jedi mind trick.
It was blue.
It was like a bluish green. Yeah. And then the red one was Order 66. Oh, I was so excited. I looked at the groom on the Zoom call and I go, did you come up with that? He goes, yeah. I go, oh man.
And I have no idea.
Next level. Means. You don't need to know.
See,
Order 66. It was so brilliant. Plus, it was like an order. What would you like to order? I would like to order 66. I mean, oh my gosh. It was fantastic. But they had their wedding party before I introduced. They came out with light up lightsabers. Mm-hmm. As I introduced the couple, they came out and they battled a little bit.
They did the tunnel, didn't they?
Well, everybody came out and they battled a little bit, and then they lined up and made the tunnel, and the couple walked through the tunnel lightsabers.
Yeah.
Woo, it was good. It was really good.
It's really fun.
I was
Definitely.
in a zone. I was like, I need to do this wedding. Please hire me, please. So these are some of the things. And again, you can do something subtle and just have a named drink. That's a shout out to your a favorite movie you saw. Another one that I saw recently was The Great Gatsby, or just that Roaring Twenties theme, which is also really fun. And people can do this for parties. We've seen it at parties. But the Lana Del Rey song we just did a video on is still going crazy, Young and Beautiful. And that was from The Great Gatsby. But the Roaring Twenties has been a theme before that movie was even big, right?
Absolutely. And along those lines, we've had disco, right? We've had a disco wedding theme.
Where they had disco balls, like on the tables. There was a favor. It was like a little keychain disco ball that they got to take home.
Right. And then the bride, I remember specifically, and this was not a wedding I planned. This was just you were DJing, but I looked through the photos.
Oh, but I did a video. You know I did.
Yeah. And she changed from her wedding dress, traditional gown, into a very disco second outfit, which was fun. Yeah.
When she was walking back in the room, I'm like, oh, you let me know. Give me a thumbs up when you're ready, because I'm going to hit some Dancing Queen. And she went right to the dance floor with that new ensemble.
That's so fun.
But the funnest part, this is the video that I did. I did a video on her dress, but she's put out there like, I want all the guys, bring your best, flashiest disco jacket, like your suit coat, basically. And there were sequins, there was flower print, there were red, green, blue. I mean, it was, I went around like, I'm like, and I started the video, I was like, who wore it best? Who has the best jacket? And I walked around, all the guys were just like, bam, bam, bam. They were like, I was like, oh yeah. So was during cocktail hour. It was the best video.
This definitely has to be like you, right? Like, I mean, if that represents you and your friends, and they're going to be on board, I mean, I think it's fantastic. I agree that if something like this is going to be talked about in your circles for years to come because you threw the best wedding with this amazing theme, that's great. I just that's not who I am and who some brides are. And we want to talk too about how to, as we mentioned earlier, you can have subtle hints of either through colors or floral or, your centerpieces of things you guys like or do together. And it doesn't have to be necessarily a theme, like an overarching, everything has to do with this movie or whatever it is. Definitely can just have little pieces of your lives together and as individuals and bring that into the wedding as well.
And it's not even on my list. I have this we always do a dry erase board. It's filled. Sometimes it's just bullet points. I was like, what about this? What about this? But the travel theme, we've done that so many times. And it's a great theme. If the two of you have been together long enough to have made some great trips, either to skiing or to Europe or wherever you've been,
right?
Your college days, right? Whatever it is, that is a great theme. They had a map where people were signing on the map, or a globe. Sure. You signed the globe and wrote something nice, and they had this great, pretty globe with everybody's signature on it saying congratulations. The tables were named after. They had a Paris table and a Philadelphia table,
places they'd been, right?
College Station or wherever they spend some time together, and pictures of them from that location. Oh, it's great.
Absolutely.
Oh, it's great. You name. It can be really fun. That's a great theme. I love it.
You love it because you traveled much.
Again, I'm on the fun side of the spectrum.
Oh my gosh, you're going to make me sound like some horrible.
I'm sorry.
I'm fun.
You are fun.
Yeah, they're really going to believe that now.
As you hate, right when I said, there's people that right now are not, they've already tuned out this. They're like, I'm not doing a theme next podcast, right? But
well, that's why I wanted to touch on when you're talking about themes, you're talking about movies and holidays. I'm talking about just bringing in subtle touches and having, because other types of themes are a boho theme and that doesn't have to necessarily be related to a movie or a book or anything like that. It just has to do with the decorations you use and the colors you use and the ideas you have for the dress you wear and all those pieces, right?
Absolutely. But those are less fun.
Just kidding. But I mean, you have to look at it from the perspective of...
but we talk about those things all the time. This one, I want to just talk about all the really crazy, nutty, fun things, because these are the people. That's the thing I'm talking about. The people that are the minute 4th of July is done. They're leaning into Halloween already. And you're like, good gracious.
Yeah.
We're not even through the summer. And they go, that's the next one. Halloween's coming. Hooray. They're just excited for Halloween.
Yeah.
Or the people that are always excited for Christmas. That's their thing. That defines them. They're shopping for people in the summer. Oh, this is the perfect Christmas gift. Like, oh, Christmas. Good
I don't
gracious.
even know where the Christmas decorations are. So that sums up kind
Yes.
of.
Guess who does this? Well, another thing that people are into, obviously, is movies, right? And whether it's just Harry Potter or which is more of the books, but or just the Star Wars. But I suggested this to one couple, and they were like on the Zoom call. I go, you know what's kind of fun? Or and I think it was on the initial call, and the bride and they both looked at each other and were like, oh, and already, and we got there, and they had all their
What
tables.
are you talking about?
All their tables were named after some of their favorite movies.
Oh,
They had a hard
as
time
an
narrowing it
overarching-
down to like
yeah.
15 movies, but they had one table was The Godfather, one was Braveheart, one was Monty Python, and I was like, this is so great. I'm also a movie lover, and I've got those movies that are like the boom top of the. I think Harry Met Sally was one of them. I'm like, oh my god,
What,
it was
did you
amazing.
want- like, were you part of this wedding?
no, I mean I was the DJ, but I was so excited. Or musicals is another thing. If you're really into musicals, you can have your Hamilton table, your Les Mis table,
Mhm.
your Music Man table, your My Fair Lady table, like whatever it is, like that can be really fun too. And then you can take another step. I talked about the music, and I've suggested this before, whether it's movies or musicals, they have to wait until they hear a song from the soundtrack or from whatever it is, like, and that's their trigger to get up to go get in line for the buffet. Oh, it's so fun. I guarantee there's people out there writing this down right now. Like, oh,
No, it is. But now I'm going
wicked.
to
You can have a wicked table.
Here I
Right.
come with the reality check.
Go ahead.
You have to make sure that you can orchestrate this properly, right?
Yes.
So that requires a good MC, not just the DJ, but DJ MC, right? Someone who's on the mic helping you facilitate this. And then also your planner or whoever's running the event can encourage people because they won't always know maybe what song goes with what. So you just want to make sure it runs smoothly.
Well, yeah. They're not all the musical genius that I am that can bring
Jesus.
up all the music.
Can we cut that out, please? Because
no, but I mean, it just so happens I love musicals too. But I mean, now there's plenty of DJs out there. But if they said, we're going to have all these EDM artists, I'd be like, okay, I'm going to need some help with that one. But
no, I what I mean is getting people through the buffet line efficiently is important.
it is. And usually you don't even get the whole song because one table goes up and then
Yes.
you're like, oh, shoot, I wanted to finish. I could have danced all night. I could have danced. Like, oh, shoot, now I got to go on to Hamilton.
Yeah. So
I love Hamilton too.
you want to make sure you can orchestrate this properly.
You know, another fun thing you can do? We all have that one family that we didn't want to invite. If you're a Harry Potter fan and you're naming your tables, they'd be like, why are we the Slytherin table? Oh, I don't know. Are you the Slytherin table? Oh,
Oh,
gosh,
Lord.
didn't even notice that happened.
Like a subtle.
You're like, I want to sit at Gryffindor. You are not allowed at the Gryffindor table. You get back to your Slytherin.
Mhm.
Fine, Ravenclaw. You can sit there, but you are not allowed at any of the Gryffindor tables.
Wow. So, I think it's actually kind of good that we have a difference of opinion here, right? Because this can go down the path of what makes sense for y'all, right? Like as a couple, have these discussions. Talk about, do you hate the idea of having anything, whatever the theme may be, related in your wedding? Do you want to be more traditional? Do you want to be more modern? Do you want, have these
Completely.
conversations so that you can know from both perspectives, bride, groom, or if it's bride, your partner, figuring out what is going to represent you.
Absolutely. And again, you don't have to have, if your fiance is like, oh, we're going to do a theme. Let's do Avengers. And all the guys can dress up like it. And like,
Oh, wow.
no. But I guarantee for those of you out there that have been like, oh my gosh, I've been in 6 weddings this summer because all my friends, I've got 6 bridesmaids dresses. What about that one time you got to be Black Widow, right? I mean, come on, right? Wouldn't that be like, oh, this is
Yeah,
different?
Well, there's
I
that.
would be rocking the Black Widow
So-
outfit.
Do you have anything else? I'm going to ask before I go on because I usually just go on and then you
And I stop
interrupt
you?
me. Yeah.
Well, the elephant in the room is Dumbo. See what I did there? We didn't even talk about Disney. God, the Disney thing.
Oh, yeah.
You
Wow.
Disney fans out there, that's a whole theme, whether you pick your movie there or your Pixar or whatever. Those are all great. The Up House. Remember the Up House?
I do remember the
Oh.
house.
Tell them about
Okay,
this
so the
best
Up House-
guest book we've ever had.
Was made by the bride, and she created a guest book where the guests signed the little balloons,
Oh, it's so
And then
great.
she had like a wooden framed photo kind of board
Of the house.
of the house.
Ellie and Carl's house that before it floated away.
And then you would sign the little balloon. And then afterwards, she created the whole up balloon
Yeah, it was
with
amazing.
signatures.
She
and it
sent
was
us a picture
beautiful. She
afterwards.
did send us a
Yeah.
picture afterwards
Oh.
because it was so great. It was really
I
cute.
think it was like their first date or something. Like when they
Yes.
went to see Up. And I was like,
Well,
yeah, but
also-
that is a great little
that
thing.
movie represents love and the longevity of a relationship and, in
So sad, though,
in a
that
sweet
person.
way. So I could see why it would work even if it wasn't their first date.
That movie, you're like, oh, let's go see a fun Pixar movie. And you just get kicked in the teeth right out of the gate. Bam!
Yeah, but it's
Uh,
sweet.
So we've seen lots of, we had one, they were Beauty and the Beast. That one's very common for sure. They had Little Mrs. Potts with a few of the little cups, the chip where their centerpieces on a few books as well. That's another book thing. You can
I'm
bring the
dying
books.
inside.
but it was just a simple little thing. And you can bring it in. Although I did play the entire instrumental soundtrack during dinner.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
I don't
And
remember
dinner
that.
went a little long, and I asked, do you want me to switch it up? And they were like, just keep it going. So I looped it. I started it back over.
Just keep
That was a
going.
bit much. I was just like, oh, I was over it myself. But I love Disney stuff too. I love all the movies there as well. But it really has to just fit you. And if it's something that you guys are really into, and you're like, yeah, you can do some, whether it's a guest book or something on the invitation or a monogram or the music. You have a point where at some point he takes off the garter to the Imperial March. If he's a Star Wars fan, you're like, fine, let the baby have his bottle. He can have his one Star Wars moment.
Mhm. Or nothing at all. You can do none of these.
We're going to call that the Serena. The
Serena.
no theme at all.
Yeah, no, it's all good. So, just to mention a few things, if you guys enjoy our podcast, hearing us bicker and go back and forth about wedding stuff, please leave us a review. We would really appreciate it.
Let's say debate. We debate.
We debate.
We weigh the
Disagree.
sides.
We disagree sometimes. That's okay, though. You can find us on Instagram, on TikTok, of course, and then also check out our website, which has a lot of great virtual resources. We can fly out and do your wedding in person.
Or we can help you plan it from afar. And you can hand the
Absolutely.
plan over to Aunt Betty. She's going to run the event for you.
Lots of things for you to check out. But thank you for following along. We couldn't do this without all of you.
And it always seems to fit every ending of our podcast where I say, and this is very true, I hope you guys are more on the same page than we are about this topic, whatever the topic is for the wedding. But don't let somebody talk you into something you don't want to do. Unless it's a Star Wars thing, then you can.
Yes. Let
And
them
don't
talk
let you
you
have
out.
somebody talk you out of something you have your heart set on, because it's your day. Do you? You can say there's zero themes, or maybe something we mentioned was like, oh, that's kind of cute. That's got some merit. The
Mhm.
naming of the tables.
Mhm.
But it's your day. Do you?
Absolutely. So we're going to end it with our kiss.
See you next time. Mwah.
Happy
Bye.
wedding planning.
Hey, so thanks for listening to our podcast. If you found any of this information helpful and you know someone who may be engaged or is a maid of honor, maybe you could tell them and share it with a friend.
Absolutely. So screenshot this episode, share it on Instagram, on Facebook, and tag The Wedding Duo. We promise to share the love back. Also, if you are interested in more resources or the show notes, you can go to theweddingduo.co. We have one-on-one virtual sessions, a shop, all sorts of fun stuff. Check it out.